Hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Is it morning? I feel like you're here a little bit later today.
I'm not. It's actually earlier than I was here last week. I think it's just because the weather's crappy.
Yeah. I slept in. Good morning for me.
That's why she thinks it's one later.
Exactly. I've gotten a lot
morning.
done, though.
That's why she thinks morning, because she slept in.
Hi, I'm Alicia, also known as AK47.
And I'm Liz, also known as Lizzie215 on Ravelry.
And you stumbled upon the Loop and About podcast. We've been around for 8 months? 7 months. How are you liking it?
What, being a podcaster?
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I don't like watching myself, so...
Yeah, there's that. I do all the editing and I watch it like 3 or 4 times before I release it.
I told her that was my one of my caveats for doing this. Is I'm not editing. I'm not watching myself. I don't like hearing myself talk.
Yeah, hearing your voice outside of yourself.
It sounds completely different.
Yeah, it's definitely higher. My voice is higher than I hear myself.
Okay, good. I'm happy I'm not the only one that thinks that. Because I think the same thing about myself, and I'm like...
We must get a lot of bass in our jaw or something that just tells our ears that we're lower.
Man, I'm really annoying. I can't believe people want to listen to me.
I'm like, I would never be a narrator.
I do not have a future in radio. I
definitely don't. And does video kill the radio star?
It did. It did.
I mean, for us.
Well, at least with us,
that'd be up to you guys.
Yeah.
You just have to be happy in your own skin, right?
Oh yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. Just don't want to see myself.
She just doesn't want to watch it later.
Yep.
This is enough.
This is
that
enough.
We can see our reflection right now.
Yes, it is.
Well, I was going to ask you if you could smell paint in here.
Oh, wait, the hole's gone. Sorry, I've been staring at a hole in the wall for like 5 out of 6 months. And, I can see Pops came over then.
That took a couple weeks because my dad works up the street from where I live. He works at Boeing. I know, it's typical, right?
It's one of those Northwest things.
Your husband works for Microsoft, my dad works for Boeing.
Yeah.
Sean's worked for both companies at one time. Yeah, it's definitely, when I came back, I was supposed to be working for Boeing, but that fell through. And then I tried to work for Boeing a second time, and they took so long. I had found a new job before they had called me to have an interview. Yeah,
that sounds typical. Typical aerospace.
I turned in my resume 2.5 months ago. I needed the job 2.5 months ago. What are you gonna do? I guess not work for Boeing. So yeah, I would say Dad came over 3 or 4 times. My dad is a carpenter by trade, but in his professional life, he's a mechanic on airplanes and cars. He's just a handyman all around.
Yes, he is.
My ancestry is carpentry on his side. So if you got all 5 of the brothers together, they could build a house. One does fine cabinetry, and he does really good finish work. One of them can do framing. I think most of them can do electric. And then, yeah, the drywall and the mudding, my dad does, and I think a couple of his brothers do. So, yeah, a whole house they can manage. We've raised a couple barns.
They have literally done barn raising.
They do barn raising, that's a thing, on many occasions growing up. So that's cool. If I ask my dad for pretty much anything to be built, he's there in a moment. So that's really cool. So we had a fix that needed to be done in the house. I think from the magic of editing, you didn't see that.
No,
the week it happened, I cut that out because I think I might have cussed a couple times.
But anyways, the hole's gone. The hole's gone.
And it's been painted this morning.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Isn't that great? I think it's blending pretty well. I think we need one more coat because I can kind of still see the circle.
A little bit, but I would wait till it dries. So I think part of that might be that it's wet.
So recently we've had a change of furniture in the living room, and I tried moving the couch to the other wall so that I couldn't see the hole anymore, but then the light was horrible. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of months, and it didn't affect the podcast, so because we ended up putting the couch right back here. And then I was like, Dad, can you come over and help me fix this hole because it's never gonna get fixed. So yeah, that's happy, but I'm glad it doesn't smell like it because it smells like bacon in here and chicken and everything else because we have been cooking. I've been cooking. Sean cooked some bacon and I said, hey, can I use the grease to brown some chicken before I put it in the crock pot?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, so wonderful. I love the crock pot.
You do. You are a crock pot queen.
Mm-hmm. We're making a casserole later, so really my casserole's starting at 10:30 this morning. It's been good. But this is a knitting podcast from time to time. And I think we have some knitting.
We do.
You look like you're still knitting on something.
I am.
So that's not an FO.
I'm still knitting on my cowl. I have no finished objects.
Okay, well then I have one. Not even a hexie poof?
Not even a hexie poof.
Okay. So I finished the fingerless mitts. I think probably the next day after we recorded. So that's a different set. They were all made from the same yarn. And I still have 40 grams left. I've made 2 pairs of fingerless mitts out of this already. So this is Painted Desert. And apparently it's $13.50. And I got that at Seattle Yarn. This is color number 12. And if you go online and you put in 12, it finishes with a color and it said Hedgegrove. But it doesn't say Hedgegrove on here. But it's greens and blues and some reds. Now, it looks like it's a 2-ply. Did I get that close enough before so you could see that? And the gradient that's going on is, I think, the 2 plies. One of the plies is changing. So you have a constant green, I think, but the other ply is what's changing, I think. But it's so slow.
So the yarn itself is doing a fade.
Yeah, but you can't really...
Or a
I mean,
marl.
that's a full
the yarn
knit.
itself is a marl.
That's a, let's see, that's 50 yards. So that's 100 yards. They don't look all that different. You don't see a gradient happening all that much. But it's supposed to be a gradient. That's why I bought it. This one might have gradiated a little bit better. So the second mitt that I finished in it is my FO for this week. And it just doesn't show well. And I think it needs to be blocked. It doesn't show well if it's not on something. So this one has all its ends tucked in, and that's how it's going to fit at the thumb. I added a little bit on the gusset, remember, because I wasn't reading the pattern diligently, and you were supposed to cast off when you dropped your thumb gusset stitches. You're supposed to just cast them off right there. I didn't. So then I had to go back and think of something to do, which was add 5 more rows and give it a little thumb. So I had to match that on the other side. It's really simple. I told you guys last time, this is the Chevron Stitch Fingerless Mitts, and that's by Heidi Golly. She's local to us, and I'm super stoked to give her some love and say hi, fellow Washingtonian. Love your pattern. She's got more patterns, and remember, I told you before that she's doing her own hand spun and then releasing her patterns again. But if you'd like to do this one, the Chevron Stitch Fingerless Mitt, it's free and available on Ravelry. And I think the default photo is one of my mitts I made 2 years ago. So that was kind of sweet. Thank you, Heidi. It was fun to see those. And that's my only FO. I worked on a lot of other things, though. So do you want to start us off on works in progress, which is our lab work?
I am still working on my full proof. I know I was hoping to have it done, as I mentioned last time we talked. But unfortunately...
Are you done with the increases?
Yes, I am done with the increases and just making it to the length that I want, or at least half the length on this side.
So those are her held stitches.
Yeah, they're held on the other side.
So you can that's where that... Give myself 2 hands. So you can see that that's the center of her increase, right?
And then so I have half the stitches on hold.
There you go.
Yeah.
She was working on this increase section. And then she put those half on hold.
And now I'm working on the other half. And then I needed to get half the length that I want, so I'm looking at somewhere between 14 and 15 inches. So my cowl will be 28 or 30. So it'll be a little dangly, but not too much. I don't want it to wrap twice. I don't like things up in my neck.
Okay. So it's just going to be a pull over your head.
Yeah, just pull over my head.
Dangle in the neck area.
Yes, and I was hoping to be done, but unfortunately I had to work
a lot.
Enough. Well, usually I have an hour or 2 hours of knitting at night after I put the kids to bed. And
were they cooperating, or is it
Christmas?
Yeah,
no, they were fine.
Christmas and
the kids went to bed, no problem, except those hour to 2 hours got taken up by work instead of, because got to get some stuff done before the Christmas holiday. My company shuts down between Christmas and New Year, so that's a good thing. Don't have to take any extra vacation or anything. Like, it's just given. Yeah. But it does mean that there's usually a big push to get things done.
Right at the end.
Totally get that. So, working on it. So, hopefully I will definitely have it done by next time we talk, because that'll be the end of the year, too, or close enough, or depending on when we talk next.
But, did you say your yarn?
My yarn is Loops, and it's the Brave It Heart match.
Which is the red one. No, or is it the pair is called
It's the pair. The pair is called Brave It Heart. Because if you bought Loops has a Harry Potter themed yarn every year that she puts on sale beginning July. For pre-order. She ships everything out late August, early September. And then she has, you've heard us talk about her KL, her Harry Potter KL for 3 months, which we're participating in. And so I ordered a mystery prefect kit because I like to be surprised. And
it was going to send lots of yarn.
So
I think you got 250 grams of yarn.
Yes.
And that's a good deal.
So I got sorted into Gryffindor. So I got the Gryffindor colors and the colorway. It was one full skein of yarn and one half skein matching,
like coordinating
color. Thank you for the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And the pair is known as Brave It Heart.
Okay. And you're using the pair in your project.
I'm using the pair in my project.
How are you deciding on your stripes?
Whenever I feel whenever I feel like it, like changing.
So you're on hold on yellow on the other side. Does that mean you have to finish on yellow?
No, because I'll go back on the other side and
knit some on that.
And knit some on that side too.
Okay.
And so, yep, willy-nilly. That's one of the reasons I chose this foolproof project. It was easy, and I could do as I pleased.
Hence the name.
Yes, hence the name foolproof. You can do as many or as little stripes as you want.
Okay. Okay, well, you're talking about a shawl. I'll pull my shawl out. I got some progress done on Morticia, which is a Boo Knits pattern.
Yeah, the beading, all the beading.
It's getting heavy. Now, I am 1 gram away from finishing my first skein. So that was 400 and some yards. 420 yards. And I got to the final lace pattern of chart C. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it's starting to become very lacy. Do you see how it's not so lacy at the bottom, and then near the top you start being able to see more lace? So this is chart C. Chart B was the transition between this closed area and into the starting of the lacy bits, and then this, just a full repeat of laciness. So yarn overs have started to happen a lot. So remember, my plan is to do one more chart of C, which is this lacy bit, and then the chart D finishes the lacy bit and gets you ready for your bind off. And then your bind off is a mix of knitting and crochet. So I have 1 skein left. So full skein. This is Madeline Tosh in the logwood colorway. Isn't it lovely? All the purples. I would say it's a tonal. Would you say that's a tonal? With like an overwash of gray. Yeah, kind of. It's not very, I don't think I would call it variegated.
I give it to you.
Yeah. So section C took 38 grams. So then I contacted Annetta. I said, so what would you do given this same situation? Do I repeat C or should I go to D? And she's like, I have another skein. And I thought, oh, but I don't want you to send another skein of yarn to stress about to finish this in December. So I have another Madeline Tosh that's on the same idea but with blue. So light tonal blues, where this is a light tonal purple. So I think that will do well if I need it. So I'm going to play Yarn Chicken hard on this one. I'm going for it. I'm going to do one more chart of C, which takes 38 grams or more because it's gotten bigger even from the last time I did it. And then chart D is only 15 lines. And that helped us decide because our normal repeat is 24 rows in a lace section. And this one's going to be 15. And I said, oh, let's just do it. Let's just try it. So she and I are at different points in chart C, but we're still knitting along because we're in the same chart. She just doesn't have as much time as I do right now. And maybe I'm forcing the issue so that I can finish this in December and not be, I've got to finish it in 3 days, right? So I'm trying to pace myself early. I think chart C took 2 days. I did 14 days, or 14 rows in 1 day and 11 the next. Does that seem right? Maybe it was 13 and 11. And I wasn't stressed. I made a few mistakes that I could catch before it changed anything, but it's going well. And I love this lacy bit. I think if I were to do it again, I would repeat more C's than I did A's. I think I would only repeat A twice, or 2 repeats of A, and then do 3 of C. Because I started my DVD skein socks.
Woohoo!
So I was looking at my stats, because we were talking about, you know, what goals have we met, and I put out some very vague ones, but I definitely specifically said I was going to do 12 socks. I didn't remember I said that, because that means I should have just kept going with DVD. Well, early on in the year, I did a double. I did a DVD, and I did Girl on Fire in 1 month. So then I was like, okay, let's go back and count, because I took June, July off. Well, it turns out this is my 12th sock.
Yay!
My 12th sock is on the needle. Now this is syncopation socks. I'm making them for Mom. Yeah, they do look small. They look very small. But you haven't met my mom. She's only 5 feet, 1/2 inch. And she's got size 5 feet. So winning, guys. My December Christmas knitting sock is on the tiniest foot known to man. Syncopation, this is Mary Henninger. Henninger? Is that how you would say it?
Henninger, I'm guessing.
Henninger?
Yeah, Henninger.
Henninger.
I would guess.
Yeah, Henninger. Okay, so that's the syncopation socks. Free. Yeah, free. So another free pattern. Man, I should do that stat. How many of my FOs this year were free?
Hey, you're starting to get kind of baseball-y on this whole stat thing.
Isn't it funny? Ever since stats became a thing, you're just like, who cares about what you just said? Are you really just filling time?
Yes.
Because you could tell me something I would care about. This, not so much.
You're starting to get cold baseball-y on this whole stat thing.
So this is Dry Bones. And she loved Baby Beluga. Remember last month was Baby Beluga, so I did it again. I almost said, okay.
And it looks good with Dry Bones. I like it.
It's good contrast. Got the heel in there too. It's very happy. They don't go together. The gray is even kind of the same. But you know what? I don't care. And she loves fun socks. That's what she calls them.
Fun.
Yeah, so these are going to be fun. She was stoked because I had to go over there and see if it fit her because I got to the first repeat of colors and I thought, that's really, really thin. And I put it on my feet and I couldn't even get it to the heel. Like, they could wrap around my foot part, but I couldn't even try to get it past a heel. So Sean's like, don't pull it out. Just go to their house and, like, stay a night. So I stayed a night. I dropped them off at the airport the next day, which was silly. I offered to just drop them off the night before because we had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, which means we woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning because they don't live close to the airport. I'm thinking, how about we just stay up later? I'll drop you off and I'll come home and get a great night's sleep. And they weren't into it. From the look on their face, I think they could have killed me. But Baby Beluga and Dry Bones. This is both Desert Vista Dye Works because to participate in her monthly along, you have to use all her stuff. I don't disagree with that. She is super generous in all the things. If you post on Instagram, there's separate things for like 5 times you post, 10 times you post, all the way up to 100 times you post in a year about the socks you're making. And there's prizes. There's yarn, there's stitch markers, bags, like you name it, there's a prize that she's giving away. So super generous. If you guys are looking to have a challenge and love self-striping socks and some variegated, I would recommend doing this. I really enjoy it. You can make socks for an adult with at least 3-inch cuffs, or you can make mittens, full ones, like it has to cover all the fingers, or you can make gloves, also finished all the fingers. It's doable because it doesn't have to be in sock yarn. She sells DK and worsted, so if you just want to make a bunch of mittens next year, go buy some self-striping
Who needs
worsted.
12 mittens?
People make loads of stuff for Christmas, right? I could see people making a bunch of mittens for coworkers, or especially if it's on worsted, it goes super fast. So if you're interested in another cow for next year, because we're coming to the end of this year, so it's goals time. I definitely use this for positive. 9 of my finished socks this year will be DVD. That's happy. And then I have another sock. Well, this is more of a shared project, but I'm going to count it for my 12. Because it's Sean's sock, right? He started the first one, and I'm working on the second one. Well, to delineate for future wearing purposes that he worked on one of his socks, that one's plain knitting. This one's going to be patterned a little bit. So this is called Petty Harbor, and it's by Raina Curtis. You can't really see it yet. It is like broken rib. Broken seed stitch, maybe you could call it. Or very similar to it. It's also a free pattern. I'm really enjoying it. It's 2 lines of code with plain rows in between. So easy. I haven't had to look at the pattern since the first 2 rows. So that's nice. It's going to be the same dimensions as his first sock, which is just plain knitting. So it's a shorty. And isn't that a great colorway? And that is, I do have the tag? It's a crazy Zauber ball. And that is the color it's supposed to be. It's not going to get all those stripes in there because, yeah, he's got fat feet, but these are shorty socks. So they've been fun. There's pink in it, which always says that's Sean's sock or yarn, whatever, what have you. He doesn't mind any color, crazy color, fun color. So that's his first sock. Working on his second sock. This is number 11. So I need to get that done by the end of the year if I want to meet that goal. Not stressing myself out. I think, is that everything? Yeah. Petty, yeah. So that's everything. So we did put up a new thread in the boards that has to do with our goals from 2017.
Yes.
How did you do?
I did great.
Yes, you did.
So my goal for 2017 was to finish 1 object a month. Not only did I do that, I did 15, and actually I will have 16 by the end of this.
Yeah.
So I surpassed my goal, and I was very excited.
You should be. I'm super proud of you. Because I knew you could have done it the years before, but I knew you were going to do it this year. I think I felt like you were just going to dig in right from the start.
Yes.
And you did.
And so I was very...
And these aren't small projects.
No, I finished 2 baby blankets. Some of them were small, don't get me wrong. There are some hats in there.
They weren't all small.
There were hats in there. But I did finish 2 baby blankets, a couple of sweaters for my minions. Each got one.
You did. That was a good goal.
And then some socks for me, which to me socks, I know some people consider them small projects. I consider them small in size, but there's a lot of stitches that goes on socks because I like knitting fingering weight.
Yes.
Yeah, sock weight.
Yeah, we didn't make any big socks.
Yeah.
I didn't make any DK weight or worsted.
No. So those to me are big projects just because they
Indeed.
do use yardage.
It's a ton of yards.
So yeah, so those were mine. How about, and then I did not make my husband socks, but he's not missing them. He doesn't even know that was a goal, so that one doesn't count.
That's true. He's got big feet.
He's got big feet.
And I think are they wide too?
No, they're not wide.
Okay, so you have narrow, long socks.
Yes. So maybe that will be re-added to my goals for next year.
Okay.
And I think I have one more goal, but I can't remember. I'll look it up. You talk about your goals, and I'll try to find my last goal.
My goals were the 12 socks, which I might get. Woohoo! We'll have to check back with you after the new year, see if I stayed up on the 31st until the wee hours of the morning. I wanted to use cows as a motivator and not a hindrance, right? I didn't want one where I felt like I needed to cast on all the things and then you have too much stuff going and then you drop the ball on your cows that were supposed to help you get your stuff done.
Solution to that?
So that was...
Make your own cows. Like,
yeah. So our solution, we had 7 knit-alongs this year. Can you believe that? That was good. And I participated in every single one, and you did too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You got an FO in every single one of them.
I did.
Because a lot of the times we let us use our whips to finish in that too, which was very nice. I wanted to do more sweaters, I think, and I didn't. I guess I got 3 garments done, but I think it's kind of stretching to say they were sweaters. Because I did that poncho, which was a cocoon more than it was anything. That was very, I would say it was a lot of knitting in the round.
Yes.
So I don't know if, I mean, I'm going to count it as a garment because of how much yardage.
I would count it as a garment. It had more yardage
but
than a
I
sweater.
didn't do any sleeves.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but.
Hey, any
cocoon.
knitting counts.
Yeah. So I guess I got some garments done, but I know that the coming year I'm going to want to do more things I can wear in the winter time.
Hey, I'm counting it as a garment when I finish it next year.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, whips are going to count. So next year's goals, I think, are going to mostly be the knit-along we're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a monthly basis or if it's going to be a bi-month, like 2 months. How much time?
Well, I think the sweater should be a whole year.
Okay, but we should do prizes every couple, like
Yeah,
every
prizes-
quarter.
Yeah, that's it. I like it. Prizes every quarter,
I like it too.
and then just from the chatter thread, maybe you just have to post progress.
Yes.
Post
Okay.
progress.
Progress in the chatter, and please participate because we really want to see. And you know what? Going back to times when I took more pictures of my progress, I love going back and seeing all those pictures. Right?
Yeah.
I regret just seeing a finished object picture in my project page. So maybe this will help you, encourage you to, show milestones, right?
Yeah.
Show us progress along the way. And I think at the beginning of each quarter, we'll talk about what we want to knit, but you don't have to do a garment.
You don't have to do a garment.
How about you can do anything from the designers that we're picking. So anything they design, it could be hat, glove, mitten, sock, whatever.
That's a good one.
So you're still knitting along with us.
But in case you don't want to do a
in
sweater.
case you don't want to do a garment.
Yeah.
Right? And this doesn't make you do a garment, the same garment as us, right?
Yeah, I like this.
You can do any garment if you want a garment along with us. You can do anything from the designer that we're picking for our garments for that quarter. And let's say you can also pick the same yarn that we're using, right? Because
So lots of ways to participate.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to participate. We're just motivating the knitting,
Yes.
right? And we're trying to meet our own personal goals. And maybe that'll help you reach your personal goals, right?
Well, I like this plan.
Yeah, I think it'll help with my goals.
Then that's all we want.
Because
to help
I
with
want
our
to do
goals.
garments. I have a couple garments that have been languishing.
You.
Yeah.
The only reason I laugh is because my first garment that I'm going to do is ink.
Yes.
I have had the yarn and the pattern, and I actually started it. I've had this on the needles loosely, because I only did like the first
Was it 2016?
4 roll. No.
Or did you start it last year?
No, it's got to be at least 2015. Last year is 2016. We're 2017. So I think I've had it since 2015.
Oh, I feel like you cast it on last year. We're going to have to go look at your project page. Do you have a project page?
Maybe. Let's see. Either way.
Because I feel like I finished mine completely before you even put yours on the needle.
Yes. Either way, let's just say it's been on the needles for a while, which means I'll have to pull it out the first 3 rows because I'm sure my gauge has changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, the one that's a languishing whip for me as well.
So I'm going to just pull out the first 3 rows and start from scratch.
Okay.
I started September 18, 2015. I told you.
So it was late 2015.
Yeah,
okay.
But still, I knew it was 2015.
Yeah.
So we're going to reset that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to start at 0.
We're going to start at 0.
Change that date to a current one.
Yes, to
like January 1st.
To January 1st, and that's going to be the first. So
and if I remember,
by Hannah, I cannot pronounce her last name, but
she goes by Hadanitz.
Hannah Knits, yes. Hadanitz.
Hadanitz.
So yes,
she
that'll be
has
the first one.
Beautiful things. I think I've made at least 2 things. There's got to be more than that.
So in order to go with the knitting along, I said go look up Hada and see, since you already know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually also thinking of casting on 2 sweaters January 1st. Just because, well, one's easier. One's a Telly Bean Knits, her sock arms. I have lots of sock, and it's a very simple. So I think the Hada one is very intricate, the inky. It's got a lot of cables and stuff. So I think eventually I'm going to need a break from it.
That makes sense.
And so I was going to do double dip.
Okay.
Or at least have 2 sweaters that I cast on that month.
So is that a free pattern? I feel like
it's not.
The sleeves, the sock
sleeves. Sock arms?
Yeah.
It's not a free pattern, but I believe it's on sale right now till the end of the year.
Okay.
Because there is a knit along going along with Mustache Shop Yarn.
Yeah, you have some of their stuff.
I have some of their stuff.
Are you going to do Star Wars themes?
Huh? Well, I may have been bad and bought the kit. I didn't bring it. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet.
She bought yours.
Hey, I'm trying to buy all my
yarn
yarn before the
purchase.
end of the year. So I may have bought the Guardians of the Galaxy kits that went with the.
Is it a solid or is it a tonal for your?
It's a tonal for the body.
Okay.
And then sleeves. You can either choose the good guys, the bad guys, or combo.
Or all the guys?
Or combo.
Okay, which one
So
did you
I may have been bad and bought kits for me and for the minions. Because I really like the yarn and I love the idea of fun arms.
Okay.
And stuff. So I bought my daughter the good guys combo because it was more pinky and stuff. I bought my son the bad guys combo. Okay. And for me, I bought the combo. So I have one sleeve that's good guys and one sleeve that's bad guys.
That's I'm not sure how I feel about that sweater yet. I saw a finished one. Megan finished hers on the Stockinette Zombies. I think I would rather have the sleeve be a raglan.
I think it is a raglan.
It's a capped sleeve.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you can change it to a raglan.
Yeah, so that's what I would modify.
Yeah.
But
I
know
haven't
what
even
that
looked
means.
at the pattern.
I know what that means. That means not Fair Isle, Intarsia sleeve until you drop off the sleeve.
So I haven't even looked at the pattern. I'm not even going to worry about it till later.
I guess I could make it a raglan cardigan.
There you go.
And then I don't have to worry about that changing the round thing.
So either way, yes. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I've seen it. They look awesome.
Yes.
So what is it? One of the stripes matches your main.
Yes. One of the stripes.
Both pair. Oh, or is it different main colors? If you got the good guys or the bad guys.
Well, that was the nice thing about the kits. Unfortunately, you can't buy the kits anymore. Mm-hmm. You could choose your main color, and then you could choose your arm, whether you wanted good guys or bad guys.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So
I was gonna say, how do you have good guys and bad guys, and then there's a good guy and a bad guy that have the same color?
No, so you could choose your main color.
Okay.
She had a choice of 3 different main colors, and then you could choose your arms.
Now, is your arms just one skein?
Well, then what Mustache Shop does
yardage to do 2 sleeves, and is it fingering?
Yeah, what Mustache Shop does, well, why it's called Mustache, and what she's known for, is whenever you buy yarn from her, she actually gives you must-match skeins. So 2 skeins that are wound at the exact same point, so your socks match, so you don't have to worry about, because it's self-striping yarn.
But is that just 50 grams for a sleeve?
I don't know. I don't know what she said. Like I said, it just said, it told me the kit.
Oh, it didn't show the kit.
It didn't show the
just
kit.
Said what you
right, because it was a
do.
pre-order. And I should get it in the mail this week, so I'll bring it
We'll
next
know
time.
soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring them next time, so you guys can see.
That's a lot of stockinette.
I know, but I like stockinette.
But I'm just wondering what your break will be, because ink is a lot of stockinette too. It only has cables at the start and the end of each row.
Yeah, but
so I don't know how much of a break that is. But once you get to the stripes, that's gonna be a fun break.
Right. So
yeah,
it'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of stockinette.
I like stockinette.
Liz is gonna be making blankets that we call sweaters.
I like stockinette though. I'm happy with the no mind knitting. I don't know what I'm not her.
We're different. We're very different in that way. Everything else, color scheme, look of a pattern. I think we share a lot of patterns because we have the same aesthetic that we like.
I think the difference right now is just the point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 little kids that are constantly always
in your business.
In my business. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for me to do something that requires paying attention or counting or cabling.
Yeah.
So anything stockinette is great because I'm like, oh, there's where I left off. And I don't have to worry about, oh crap, am I carrying over? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
It's true. And I have my moments. I definitely, if I have a highly technical thing, I do have to have something that I can take a break with. And usually that's a shawl and a sock, which I have right now. A shawl and 2 socks. I think I'm going to have some cast-ons for next time. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I haven't fully committed to it. But you might see some, hopefully you'll see a finished object next week.
Yay.
And we'll see a finished object from you.
Yes, that is my goal. And then I can get seeker status in my O-loops and be done.
So are you at the yardage requirements yet?
I'm sure I am.
Okay.
I haven't waited, but I'm if I'm not there, I'm pretty darn close. So
question, we are doing a knit along with O-loops right now, which is the Harry Potter knit along. Will you do it next year?
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for the fact that I thought they might make the categories too specific, but after being part of it this year, they don't.
Yeah.
So
December was hard for me.
But that was because of it was a little harder, but it still wasn't like you must knit this pattern.
No. But even people in my group have said they found this month to be specifically harder. Mostly because I don't really have anything that will go into Hagrid's. I have an idea of just using unicorn tails for something, so that the yarn will qualify.
Oh yeah.
Making a pattern qualify was more difficult this time.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that made it hard this month is if you didn't have yarn that went with your house. Because if you had yarn that went with your house, like you could make anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you didn't have yarn that went with your house, then that made this month hard.
For the main challenge.
And
then the secondary challenges were tough. Like last month, it was whatever goes in a house. Anything. It could be kid sweaters, could be kid toys, it could be washcloths, it could be scrubbies, it could be blankets, shawls, you name it, everything fit in there. We don't have a category that everything fits in this time.
No.
Which kind of stinks. I'm doing mail call, and I've gotten some cards that are hilarious.
You did the mail thing. How are the cards?
The mail thing. The card's been really fun. I am still
have you mailed your cards yet?
Still stashing the stuff. So I'm sending teas, and then to my group, I'm sending yarn.
Wow, look at you all fancy. I'm so... I mean, I wanted to participate in that, but I knew I wasn't going to have enough time, and sure enough, Christmas is already next week, and I'm still like, crap, I still got...
Oh, but we have till the end of the month
I know.
to send these.
I still have SHIT that I need to do.
No, I went to the post office this last week. It wasn't terrible. I'm hoping everything makes it because something's going to Sweden. And two things are going to Kentucky. One's going to Kentucky, one's going to California.
Wow, you did go to
was
town
the
at the
post
post
office.
office.
I feel like I sent one more thing. Oh, I sent something to Lydia because the little hearts went out. So last week I showed you a heart that was going out to a fellow knitter that's been really sick, and she did pass before our due date was,
the package was
to send the package. So that was kind of a bummer. But we're still sending all those hearts to her family. So hopefully it'll be something that they can share amongst themselves as something that she loved from a group that really loved her. So
yes,
we'll see how that ends up. Hopefully they'll post saying that they got it, all that good stuff. So yeah, it was a busy post office day. So my next post office day is going to be quite busy too because I have to send out 25 cards. Which I don't even have Christmas cards. So I have 2 to send. So I need to go get more.
Michael's has them 70% off. I was at
I'm
Michael's
going to Michael's.
and I bought cards. They're like in packs of 16. I bought cards today because I gotta give cards to like the milkman.
You went today?
I went this morning before I came here.
Wow, I should have just had you buy some.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, but yeah, just go to Michael's. They're all like all the Christmas cards in the boxes, 70% off.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yay! Okay, solved.
Yep.
Because I want variety. I don't want to be the same card sending to everybody. And that's just me. But knowing this is going to probably come again, I can do a variety of cards this time and send a few from each.
That's
it. For next year. So that is my plan. Have you gotten tired of knitting yet? Is it just me who's over knitting for Christmas?
It's you for over knitting. This is why I don't sign up to knit anything for Christmas.
Well, I got all but one fingerless mitt done for the person that has asked for. I've done 8. I've done 7. 7? Yeah, I've done 7. I have 40 grams left of that ball that I got 2 mitts out of already, so I'm going to try to get one more. But I told her it's going to be after Christmas, so we're meeting up on Friday. And so I can get a little rest from that, but part of me thinks, ooh, I have till Friday.
I can finish that last mitt so I don't have to
knit 2 more mitts. No. So I'm trying not to overextend myself. Because that makes knitting not fun. And that's not what we're going for. But yeah, thank you for coming to our dreary weather here in the Northwest.
Yes.
Thankfully we got enough light from the window. No sun, but it's bright outside, which is nice.
And hopefully you guys have all gotten your patterns from those who participated. And
I haven't given you a pattern yet.
No, you haven't given me a pattern yet. I'm kind of doing this to guilt you.
Thank you. You're so generous. I was so happy to see that. I love that PJ Knit says, I can't win twice. Let's share the wealth.
Yes.
So that was very sweet.
And
Penny, you did a lot of knitting. Between you, me, and the wall, you did a lot of knitting. And you needed another pattern.
If you haven't gotten your pattern, please PM me.
Yep.
I think I earburned everyone who participated, but if you participated and haven't heard from me, again, also please PM me with a pattern choice.
Because we want to bless the pattern maker too.
Yes.
So if we could do that before the Christmas season is up, I'm sure that would be much appreciated by them as well.
But yes.
So pick your pattern. We don't have a price limit on it.
Yep. Everyone who's
whatever you want to make.
Yep. So thank you very much for participating. Merry Christmas, because we probably won't pod again.
Yeah, that's next Monday. And we podcast on Mondays.
Yeah. So it'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. We can share what we got for Christmas.
Yeah. So until we knit again, take care of yourself. Bye.